Welcome, I'm Otis Smith. This is my co-host, Sahara and Byrd.
Nephew, fire me up, man.
This is Rap Sports Life, that stands for Rise Above Poverty Sports. We're doing a documentary series here on Cedar Grove High School. They have won two state titles in a short 3-year span. So you're looking at episode 1. We're going to sit here and we're going to talk to Coach Jermaine Smith, and then we're going to talk to player Isaiah Ratcliff afterwards. But Coach, we want to sit down and talk to you because what you're doing here, in DeKalb County and doing here at the Cedar Grove High School is very remarkable. 2 state national championships in 3 years, and even prior to that, you went to 3 straight semifinals before you even, won it all in 2016. So we wanted to highlight, Cedar Grove High School because what we looked at is what you're doing in DeKalb County. Getting a lot of these kids to stay here, near the school and play for you versus transferring. I'm sure you know all about the transfer and everybody going everywhere. So one of the first questions I wanted to ask you is what made these group of kids here? What made it special here for them to win 2 state championships in a 3-year run?
A lot of the same thing you said stuck together. This is my 6 years head coach. The first championship was my 4th year. That same group of kids I had from freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, and we won that 4th year.
Okay.
Majority of those kids, I think, Jelani Woods went to Cedar Grove Middle. Torrey Johnson went to Cedar Grove Middle. Justin Schaefer was captain, Cedar Grove Middle. Trey Shaw was captain, Cedar Grove Middle. So those 4 guys, were captain at Cedar Grove Middle School. So, kids move around everywhere, but the majority of the time, the guys that we had to be the top guys, Cedar Grove Middle kids that grew up through the program. And, our coaching staff is very consistent. I had no turnover on the coaching staff.
Okay.
It's really important for us also.
That's great. That's great to hear that.
So my question would, what's something that you might not know that you was able to create this culture? Like when you said you've been in 6 years, you created a culture, created a tradition. That's something that you really just can't buy, and certain coaches just can't do it. So how were you able to create this type of tradition and culture in this environment?
I think it's consistency, man. If you look around us, we were talking before about the schools in the areas around us. I think almost all of them probably changed coaches once or twice since I've been here. That's been 6 years as head coach,
Right.
4 or 5 as assistant, from the Southwest to MLK to Columbia. All of that, we changing coaches. And it's hard once you start doing well. It's hard to keep a coach in the cab, to be honest with you, just because of financials and other support and facilities. So for me, it was more important. I'm kind of legacy over money for me. I want to once I started creating something we built from the ground up. Every year I see opportunities that may be better financially, but I just said, okay, I built something. I like what I built, and I'm continuing here until I feel like another opportunity is better than this one.
Okay. My next question, a lot of people might not realize what you did, but it was something that was very intriguing to me. When you sat down and created this upcoming schedule that the team had, and you took on the powerhouse of South Carolina in summer here, you took on the powerhouse in Tucson from Alabama, and you took on a powerhouse in Georgia with McEachern to get your kids ready, for the schedule. But those non-conference type of games, most coaches wouldn't take that. They feel like that's too much. I don't want my kids to take these losses, but you was able to put a schedule together that got them opportunities and different nuances of, what made you want to schedule those type of games for your kids.
I really like what you said. I know it was great opportunity, great exposure. But the biggest thing for me that made it easy, I knew my guys could handle it. I had guys like Isaiah who starts in the 9th grade. I had Jaden who starts in the 9th grade. I had guys who I knew they could handle it, and I knew instead of pressure, more of opportunity for those once they found the schedule, it was like they turned it up more. It was like, okay, we got really do well. It wasn't like, uh-oh, it was like, uh-oh for them. Another thing too, I knew the year before it was a learning experience. I think that our schedule wasn't as difficult, and then when it got difficult, we wasn't ready for it. They lost the Cowboys that year, but throughout the season, we had some games that weren't easy. But I think that those road games, those teams that got some home field advantage and get some home cooking and some adversity you guys go through, I think that kind of prepared you for the playoffs.
Because I think y'all took all them games on the road. Keith was on the road. So y'all went to Alabama on TV. Went to
not true. I think you ain't really disciplined, somebody got to make you do it. If somebody got to make you do something all the time, they ain't really disciplined. When you get to the point where you do it yourself, then I think it's discipline. So it's more like a self-discipline, like I know what I got to do.
Because you're self-motivated.
Self-motivated.
Right.
Because if you want to be great, or you want to be a championship team, that's what you got to get to. Because as a coach, I can't watch every play, everything you do, outside the class, on the field, outside, off the field, in your family, with your girlfriend, with your friends. I can't watch everything. But when I get you to a point where you understand the bigger picture, and how important the team is, and want to be successful on your own and self-discipline, I'm cool with it, because now I can focus on somebody else who needs it even more.
Okay. I want everybody to hear that, because you're going to hear it again. Good is the enemy of greatness. I like that.
My question is, how are you able to, because you're just so relatable, you know what I mean, like how you relate to these kids and be able to just talk to them more about side of the X and O, because anybody can coach and draw and get a scheme, we spread offense, we got big time players and all that, but this is an environment that's, this is not, it's not the rich area. So we don't got all the resources and millions of dollars and boosters throwing money at you. So how are you able to relate and keep these kids motivated on their real life, the stuff that's outside of football? That's what's hard. Real life, hard. Football, that's easy.
Some of it comes about being through a lot. Been through it when I was younger. Had to depend on people. Grew up in the house with 4 boys in one room, girls in another room. And bunk beds everywhere, trying to make it. And we didn't know the end of it was tough. You're going through it, you don't know how hard it is.
Right.
They right around you.
You don't realize the coach.
You don't realize the coach till you get out of there.
Just because I know the results of this year were what I wanted, I know I don't have to, because we're on the page right now where we're going to do what we have to do anyway. I say thank you to the parents, the faculty, the community, everybody who backed these guys through the tough times, not just the good ones. With that being said, we'll start the announcements and the guys come up. We'll start off with Darren Simmons.
First and foremost, I'd like to thank my parents, my family, and also my coaches. Without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. With that being said, it's time to make a decision. I will be spending the next 3 to 4 years of my life at Alcorn State University.
These guys are the guy who I really take a lot of pride in calling him up here, because he kept fighting, he kept doing what he had to do, and most important, he takes pride in what he do, his job. I think that's important in life. Everybody wanted me to get all the attention, Everybody want to get all the accolades, but sometimes your job in life is important, but it's very important to the team. We look back to the championship game, we won by 1 point, but in order for them to kick it, somebody had to hold it. In order for them to hold it, somebody had to snap it. Now, snapping was somebody we didn't have to worry about throughout the season. We knew the ball was going to get there. That's Anton Cousins.
Thinking at one point I had what it takes to go to college, and now being able to is truly a blessing. Not only that, I get to get a degree and play football. It's truly a blessing. I want to thank all my teachers, coaches, family, staff, teammates. But if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be in this part of my life. Thank you for everybody who helped out me and who helped me strive to be better. I know in my heart that this is my calling, and this is the best decision for me. And after a lot of praying and very long talk with my family, the streets are painted with gold, from Albany State to DeKalb County, Georgia. With that being said, I'm 100% committed to HCU, Albany State University.
Next guy, probably the most nervous of all, so I'm going to go ahead and get him out of the way. He's a kid who really just loves the game of football. Really fast, so y'all probably know what I'm talking about. But I keep telling people that he's not a track guy. He just runs track because he wants to run track. He's a football player. He blocks punts on the punt team, kickoff returns, kickoff team, receiver. Honestly, Brock didn't even play his best position. Brock didn't play cornerback for us and be great at that too. I love this guy. He's going to destroy his conference. That's Rashad Jordan.
First, I'd like to thank my family, my friends, my teammates, God. For the next couple of years, I'll be playing at Albany State University.
All you in the States are going to talk about kids, but I don't know if he knows it, but he can be a phenom. There are not too many 6'5", 260 pounds who can run real fast and jump real high and do all the stuff he's blessed with. I honestly believe everybody has the opportunity to go to the next level. Anybody can play in the NFL, but I think this guy puts his head on straight and really drives and digs that he'll be an NFL player. He's blessed to do that. He's blessed to have that talent, that ability. So I'm hoping and praying that he just gets his head down, puts his head down and drives to the next level. Whatever his goals are, go get them. That's Torrance Hills.
God, my family, my friends, everybody who supported me on my way. It's been a tough year for me and everything, my injury and stuff. So, let's just say, I'm committed to Marshall University.
This next guy, probably, I know everybody would hear, probably the hardest worker I've ever had. Not just this year, but I've ever had. Whenever it comes down, I've never seen him back down from any challenge. He's always working, and he never disappoints. And I think it's a testament to his family and his father and mother, how much it really made him just push himself to the limit. This kid is really special. Sky's the limit, and he's one of those guys who are really happy that the decision that he made. I think he'll set him up for the rest of his life, set his family for the rest of their life. And I know he's going to be successful at whatever he does, but his work ethic is unbelievable. Sometimes he inspires me to do more. That's Pop Jones. All right, we blessed. It's taking a little longer than usual because we blessed this year. But his next kid is a kid that really bought into what I wanted, what we wanted, really fast. I was shocked that the measure, how far he went so fast from June to August, and then when we started playing from August to September, I really believe that this team is really getting somebody who's special. He don't start early in something they're not doing right, I would say. It's a special kid. Makes some crazy decisions sometimes, but he's a good kid. Dante Walker.
I want to first say thank God for letting me come into our family, saints, coaches, Coach Pat, just a father figure, my mom, I thank my mom, my grandma, my brother for being here. I really appreciate everybody. I just want to say I get to go to college with my best friend. I really want to say that. That being said, welcome to Marshall University.
All right, the next kid was probably one of the easiest jobs by a coach. That's hard to say. Most times coaches have kids and they got to stay home for this and that. Got to try to figure out why he did this, why he did that. But this kid, from day one, he did everything right. Classroom, off the field, on the field, socially. Like sometimes you have all kinds of issues with kids. But this kid, if I had 7 leads, I'd probably stay here forever. I would never go anywhere no matter what they offer. That kid is William Jenkins.
Good afternoon. I would like to begin thanking my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Bless me with a gift and allow me to have the opportunity to display my talent on the next level. I also want to thank my parents, immediate family members, and close friends for being right by my side during this recruitment process. I just thank my parents, just seeing how hard they'll go for me, just motivated me to be where I'm at today. I also would like to thank my coaches from Brinson, Cedar Grove Head, and Cedar Grove Head, and even the trainers from another sports complex. I appreciate you guys for making these relationships we had bigger than football. Y'all made it clear that y'all job was to create great men. And for my teammates, I thank y'all for making the last game I played to win. Most people just see the title of state champion and thought it was easy. But we know it took a lot of sacrifice to buy into what our coaches were telling us. And I'll never forget the time we had together. Additionally, I thank the teachers, students, and the community of Cedar Grove for supporting us throughout the whole season, on the field and off of it. So with all that being said, I will spend the next 4 years at Kennesaw
high school football. Once again, I'm Otis Smith, my co-host Sahara and Byrd, and this is RAPLife Sports, which stands for Rise Above Poverty. And we're sitting here with Mr. Ratcliff, starting linebacker for the program since he was a freshman. Thank you for coming on the show. How does it feel to, have won, 2 state championships, 2 state titles, in a 3-year period, such a short period, having so much success?
It feels great just being from DeKalb County and DeKalb County not having so many state championships, just being able to bring it home and see what it do for our community and see that little kids looking up to us in the neighborhoods and stuff like that, saying that they can, when they come to high school and go to college, can play football at different levels. Being in the state championship, winning one, that's like the best feeling in the world. Like, you can't take that from no high school kid.
Right.
You can't.
How does that work out when you get to school? I'm talking about like you win it because you guys played you played on a Tuesday night, right? Yeah. So you get to school, the next day. How does that feel?
Coming to school, it was just like it was normal, but it wasn't normal because like you felt like first of all these type games you're supposed to play on a Friday or something.
Correct, right?
But coming to school that next day, your body was hurting. But at the end of the day, you feel like you sacrificed everything you had during the season. Like you gave everything you had during the season. It was over with. It was kind of bittersweet because we won, but at the end of the day, it's just like, dang, the season over. What we're gonna do now? But it was good. You feel me? A lot of the teachers, congratulations, custodians, parents coming up to the school, congratulations on the new thing for us, and just classmates and friends. Oh yeah, our boys did good. Who's there? You feel me? They showing us films on their phone and stuff like that. They didn't watch from the game. They didn't caught the last 10 seconds of the game. So they got the screaming and hollering and arguing with the Peach County fans. So it was just funny just seeing that in class and stuff.
So now with the success you done had on the field, how do you plan on that since you're gonna be a senior? You've already been a leader. You keep that success going. So now all of the freshmen, the junior, seniors looking up to you even more now to keep this going, to keep that tradition going. So with that good pressure, like it's not only said pressure, but an opportunity for to level up. How do you plan on doing that, and how does that have an effect on you in your day-to-day and on the outfit?
Well, I plan on just keeping the same thing. Consistency is big. I'm not going to change nothing that the seniors had the year before me, because that's why I learned my leadership and my thing that came with me too. So just keep it consistent and not changing nothing, because once you change something up, then you feel me, it comes other stuff. But you feel me, new people come in, or the middle schoolers coming to high school, just teaching them the same thing that the senior head of me had taught me, and just do what we need to do. It ain't hard.
When you said you came in, everybody was congratulating. When the teachers let you out of class early.
Nah,
I'm just kidding. So we just won. I got to sit here all day. I'm just kidding. That would be good though, wouldn't it? Like, go on, boy, go on, just play. But no, I'm just joking with you. But let me ask you a question. Just a little curveball here, but let me ask you this. As you was coming up through the ranks, right? Here at Cedar Grove, and you guys were winning in success. Were there, and you don't have to name any schools or anything, but were there any programs or high school trying to poach you from, Cedar Grove, saying that you're like, he's the truth, he's doing this, he's doing that. But if you come over here,
that's natural for somebody to do that. I'm not one of the only players, but you got to stay at home. It wouldn't feel right me going to another school trying to say I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. My coach Jim, you feel me? He did sacrifice and did a lot for me, more than just a coach, but as a man. And the rest of our coaching staff, like Coach Mabry, that's my position coach.
Right.
Coach Cal, defensive coordinator, Coach L, and the rest of our coaches, like Coach Adams, that he the one that help us on the trips and stuff like that. He the one that make sure we get our trips on Saturdays so that we leaving late Saturday night right after the game. So you come from playing the game at Godfrey, you get to the school maybe 12 o'clock.
right?
Hop in the shower down there and get in the car, and you going away to a school for the weekend and come back Sunday morning for practice. So yeah, you couldn't change up on people that been there for you since day one.
That's good, man. That is good to hear you say that, because a lot of times, just like Sahara was talking earlier with Coach, far as having success, a lot of people your generation had a lot of different opportunities, but for you to recognize, you know what, the grass is not greener on the other side. I can stick right here and keep doing what I'm doing and building loyalty, because I'm a little bit old, well, I'm not old, I'm 47, so I see, even in sport, how you see in college now, guys are transferring, maybe the opportunity is not there so fast, and you stuck with this program and stuck here and grew with it, and like you said, you took your leadership from the guys that was, before you, and now, like Sahara said, the next year, the next season, you'll be that guy that those guys look up to and carry that mantle. So I tell you what, a lot of colleges will be glad to get you, man, that leadership, because one thing that you're showing you're not afraid to wait your turn. You're going to show your talent, and you're going to show you can play, but you're not afraid to wait your turn to say, okay, this is the leader, I'm going to follow their lead. Because a lot of people don't realize you got to be a follower before you can be a leader. Yeah.
That just came from like knowing that patience is key. Like it's like a running back, and the way I often set up, you can't just hit the hole. You got to be patient and wait for it to develop, and that's all it is pretty much to have a good program. I know when I first talked to Coach Jermaine, Coach Pat, for me to come to Cedar Grove High School, they never promised me a state championship or nothing like that. But they did promise me that when my time came, that if I took advantage of it, you feel me, that they were gonna make things happen. So it was just good. Coming here, I started playing off running back. I was playing running back, a little bit linebacker. I wasn't playing defense too much. Got hurt. I fell back on the depth chart because we had like 10 running backs that year, my freshman year. So I was just like, man, I knew it went from the bounce back off that. I went back out there and injured myself again. It was kind of short on defense, so I just went to defense. I never knew if I was going to start, because I remember my first game of the season, I don't even think I was supposed to play because of my injury. And I was like on third string kickoff. I'm just thinking to myself, man, I went
third string kickoff.
Not even second string. I was in third string kickoff, and I remember when our defensive lineman, he go to Western Kentucky, D'Angelo, we call him Debo. He was tired one kickoff. I was like, man, bro, let me get one rep for you. Let me get one rep for you. I got you. Went in there, ran down the field. I couldn't even. The dude caught the ball from out of bounds. I just hit him. Coach was like, that Ratcliff? Yes, sir. He was like, oh yeah, go out there next one. So it was fun to be on kickoff. So that's why I was pressing the offense like, yeah, I need y'all to score that touchdown. So I don't kick out. So that was just fun, but just staying patient, because I know my first 2 games, and then the next game after that, I started on kickoff. And then after that, kickoff return, and that's how I just kind of went. I never started just playing linebacker. So yeah, it's like starting on a scout team. It was fun on the scout team. We made the best of the scout team. We might not start in the game, but we made the best out of it.
So you went and got it.
Yeah, got to.
So with that being said, you talked about earlier, and he was saying we could get the community behind you, and we won't have to depend on you guys in 10 years. You definitely one of the kids I wouldn't mind depending on, but how is it knowing that you're a leader of this community? You're not just a football player, you're a leader on the field, leader off the field. You got kids watching you on social media, the kids coming watching you at the game. Like, I look at it, athletes be like the president. Like, y'all really voting for us, y'all want to see us win, whether y'all going and voting the ballot. But how does it feel being, the president of the community? Like, it's on city.
It feels good. It's different, because growing up as a kid, you'll think, not seem like adults and kids under you, because at one point you was that kid that was looking up to everybody in high school, but going to the grocery store, going into a restaurant to go get something to eat, and somebody would walk up to you and say, oh, don't you play for Cedar Grove, and such and such, and as the little kids come to the game and ask for an autograph. I remember I was asking for autographs and stuff like that, so it's different. It's good knowing that the fact that I ain't gonna say you depend on somebody's life, but you got the influence to influence somebody's life for them to do better, or for them to do worse. Like that's good. That's something that a couple of years ago, if you had asked me that question, I wouldn't probably even know how to answer it.
You definitely, you got your head on the right shoulder. Like, you know, we talking earlier before we start recording, you saying about ownership, you want to own the team.
Yeah.
You know, most players, they happy with getting drafted. It was like your mindset, you're light years ahead of, you know, most kids your age, and that's what I'm saying. The decision you're gonna make now, while we sitting here in the next 2 to 3 years, gonna have an effect on not just you, but the rest of the, you know, the Decatur community, Atlanta, the Georgia community in general. So it's big. You know, I just want you understand it, but just seeing and talking to you, you understand it makes you make decisions based off, you know, you got an effect on other people always watch you all the time. So it's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, because the only thing that, you know, if you know where you want to be and you know where you are now, the only difference is what you do in between. Right. You know where you are now, you know the end goal, where you're trying to be. It's the decisions and everything that you make in between, and you've already shown that you are, you know, a patient, even playing linebacker. You can translate it because you can't just go up in the 8 gap and they can toss the sweep, now you all out to play, you know, because you weren't patient, you know what I'm saying? You got to do your job, you know, and be able to mirror where the ball is going. So it's the same thing. You got to do whatever your first job is or your first goal, you got to accomplish that. And then once you accomplish that, then you attack the rest. How do you juggle, you know, being recruited, right, from different colleges, right, playing football here at Cedar Grove High School, like Sahara was saying, you know, like I said, you have kids come up, you know, want an autograph, they recognize you, you know, from playing, and then also just your everyday life. What does that look like to you? What is that, you know, instead of, I don't want to just focus on just, you know, the whole playing football recruiting, but how do you maintain and juggle all that, playing ball, being recruited, your everyday life? What does that look like to you?
It's just, my biggest thing I just say for me is just taking it day at a time. You can't worry about what tomorrow gonna bring if you haven't dealt with today and what that been brought to you. So just going home, pretty much analyzing. If I know I got this coach that taught me today and I got this homework to do, but I also got to find time to spend time with my family, but I also got to get my alone time because everybody needs some alone time.
Right.
Just taking it like a step at a time, just waking up in the morning, saying thank you to God for just waking up in the morning, going to school, do what you got to do for every class and coming to practice. It can be hard at some times. You can't get distracted easily, but it's just staying focused, just like you said, just knowing what your goal is, and that's how it was with Coach Jim and the program. Like during the season, like we wasn't worrying about the 10th game of the season when we haven't got past the first. We wasn't worrying about going to Alabama when we haven't got past South Carolina. It's just taking it a step at a time and knowing that my situation could be worse. I can look at some of my other teammates and I'm talking to them at practice, they can have a big smile on their face and I can be mad, and what you mad for, bro? They tell me their situation, it only make me feel better. But hearing somebody else's situation, it will make me feel better because of like he's trying to encourage me, but just knowing that my situation could be like that, it's something that just make you want to smile and just encourage others to do better. And once you put a lot of positivity around you, whether it's at home, because at home it can be bad. It can be bad, worse than many people know. But as long as you just keep positive vibes in your life and positive people in your life, you can't go wrong with that.
Really was the anchor of the offensive line. The things we did this year, me and Coach Ellis, we talk all the time, and people know that's one of my best friends. We talk all the time, and we was trying to figure out about the year before we won the championship. We had big giants, and they run through everybody. And I told him, I said, we're gonna be all right. He said, what you mean? I said, but they already know what to do. See, people don't understand football is not all about strength. It's about understanding, knowing where you're going. You're going fast the wrong way, you ain't helping nobody. In the first couple of practices, I can tell right there, you're gonna be all right. Mike was pointing and telling every lineman where to go. And by the third week, he was telling him, I know where to go, I got it. He was telling him anyway.
teammates who are pushing me every day to be the best player I can be. And I would also like to thank my coaches from youth, starting with Simpson Cab, and then at Cedar Grove, just for helping me mold me into the player and the man I am today. But without that being said, I'm going to attend the alma mater of my head coach and my O-line coach for the next 4 years, Tennessee State University.
Everybody want to be rich, everybody want to be famous, but it's the difference between what you want to do to be rich and be famous. Like, yeah, I never knock nobody game or what everybody else want to do, but at the same time, I know I got friends that probably not always doing the right thing. Like I was talking to them earlier, you feel me? You still my friend and stuff like that, but I can't come kick it with you right now. I gotta go to football practice, or I can't kick it with you right now. I gotta go study, or I can't kick it with you now. I got workouts, I gotta recover my body for the game this Friday. Don't worry about me, you still my friend, I'm not gonna take nothing from you, ain't nothing changed, but I just gotta do stuff that's gonna change me to make me a better person. You can go places that I wanna go.
I like that.
It's just realizing that everybody not gonna understand you. That's just like everybody got their own pain, everybody got their own different point of view, and everybody got their own view of things in your life, but at the end of the day, it's your life, so you can't let nobody else try to tell you or draw you away from your life, because at the end of the day, you're your own person, make your own decision. So it's just understanding that everybody not gonna understand what you're doing. They don't understand that 8 hours of school and 3 to 4 hours of practice, and then coming home, some of us got jobs after school and trying to deal with friends, like situation like that. They don't understand that you got problems at home and problems with your family and stuff like that. And pretty much doing that Sunday through Saturday. Doing that from January to December out of your whole high school. Football season never stop here. It don't never stop here. After the season, we didn't really have a break. We went on Christmas break, and we still had to go work out with a break. But then when we came back in January, it was gonna show that you didn't do nothing over the break because you had workouts.
Right.
Coach seen that, it'd be over with, so you didn't want that. And it's just like I said, just understand that everybody don't understand where you're trying to go.
Yeah, you got 1 more year in high school. You be off to college. You plan on you want to be an early enrollee, or that's in your plan to try to graduate early, try to get to college as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's my plan right now. I'm on track for it. I want to do that for the simple fact of just going into the program early and trying to get a head start on other players, but also staying for like the whole year is just actually getting that whole high school experience would be good. But sometimes you got to make sacrifices and understand that you got things that you need to do. So
definitely understand that. So we got plenty of offers. I know everybody want to know that. Like, what school are you going to? I don't want to ask you that. Like I'm saying, what's if the school that has an offer that's going to see this? What's something that would make you want to go to that school, or if a school has an offer, what's something that they could offer to you, or not really sell to you, but something you're looking forward to when you do decide to pick that school that would be the final, not final factor, but factors in choosing the school.
Like I said earlier, just keeping everything the same. You want to go to a school where you got coaches leaving every year and dealing with different coaches every year. I want consistent players, you feel me? People I know I can build myself around, because football, the game itself can teach you a lot, but the people around it also teach you more. Just knowing that a coach cared for me, like seriously cared for me as a person, as a man, and just as a football player. A school that's gonna make sure I need everything, and make sure that they help me help them, and make sure that I just be successful in life. That's probably the biggest thing I'm looking for right now.
What's some of your goals outside of football? Like, I know you got football down pat. You seem like you are already ready to build the grown part, I like to say, of your life. So what's something that's interesting, or you're interested in outside of football?
A lot of people don't know that I write like poetry and stuff like that outside of school. I like a lot of different stuff. I want to be an architect at one point. Because I think about having a clothing line coming out because I know a lot of us can't. I know I got a friend, he go to Southwest. He had his own clothing line going to say athletes and people too. So that's just
It's our closing line, come to curse.
yeah.
Small things.
Yeah, so that's like I just know for a fact that I know once I get the clothing line started, that's just a way, you feel me, outside of sports and stuff like that, that I can help me and my teammates make money, and also just have something going outside of just football, because everybody think it's football, but at the end of the day, we just people too.
Yeah, it's a platform.
Yeah.
So y'all heard that Georgia Tech, but want to be architect, y'all better come on with that very quick plan.
So it's just like everybody know that everybody got family they want to take out of certain places. Like you said earlier, you don't realize you're poor until you get out of certain places. So I know just growing up, you feel me, having to share a pack of noodles or something like that. That at the time it didn't seem like it was worse. Like a pack of noodles, regular noodles, is like a 5-course meal. But then when you go get older and you see that, you feel me, like you go to 5-star restaurants and you feel me, you have people serve y'all. That's nice and all. So just having that mindset and that goal. That's why I look into the coaches so much, because they show us opportunities like traveling out of state, going to different places, stuff like that, dressed as a team, eating out as a team, and doing everything as a team. That's just stuff like that you wouldn't see in every high school.
Right.
You only see it like at big high schools and stuff like that. And due to the fact that our coaches, they put a lot of their time and their money into us and stuff like that. We ain't got no choice but to show them a little respect with a win or something like that.
Yeah.
You feel me?
So we finna play all these other powerhouses, and we just quote unquote the red school.
Yeah, we weren't nervous at all. I mean, if anything, we was hyped. Like, we was hyped the whole summertime. We were thinking about we going to Alabama, we going to South Carolina. We like, hey, man, you been telling them boys, hey, we coming. Like, we don't get too much in the age and stuff like that. Cause like we said, we went to Somerville. I think Somerville 6A or 7A, something like that.
Yeah.
Here in Churchville, they some good teams and teaching and stuff like that. Like it don't. At the end of the day, that age, it don't tire you. It don't mean nothing else. Because at the end of the day, football is still football.
Yeah.
It's still 11 on 11. Like you can watch film all day, but at the end of the day, you can watch film, analyze it. You can know it's coming. At the end of the day, you don't make that play.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah, you
can't
can't
between them lines.
You feel me? Anybody can watch and see somebody get blow up in a hole on one film, but at the end of the day, you can't watch hard. You feel me? You can't see that. So we get on the film. It may look easy, it may look sweet, but when you get that, you look at the play. So we didn't really stress too much. We just took a game at a time. We wasn't worried about the championship game. Just winning every game, time by time. That would make us get to the championship. Before we knew it, I remember we was playing in Somerville. The first game of the season, it was hot. Like it was hot. They got some different heat up there. They got some different heat up there.
And the mosquitoes out there.
Yeah, in Alabama, like I remember on the sideline, I like to pass down. I'm just like getting my head down, like dang, I can't wait for that game to be over. I wouldn't lie to you, but just that experience, like it went from Somerville to Peach County that quick, and that just came from taking it day at a time, and just enjoying it. Like, you can't look ahead. You can't look ahead of nothing. You can't look ahead of nothing. If you do, then you will lose a game, or you might mess up on something. Like you can't do that.
Did that the schedule, like Sahara said, did it also make you guys, like you said, you see, okay, we're going to be on ESPN, right? We're going to play. Did that make you guys kind of focus in more because you're going to be on TV? You most definitely don't want to have a bad show.
And that's the one thing we used to say. Hey man, don't make me look bad on TV. That's the thing we said to players. Like, hey bro, we gotta make this play, man. ESPN watching, or yeah, your girlfriend watching, but don't mess up, or you feel me, your auntie watching. Just having our fans understand, like that. It was pressure, but like you said, it was good pressure. Like it showed us when it got tough. Like we've been in a tough position before, so it showed when stuff got tough that we can make it look easy, or we did it and people didn't expect for us to do it. Like that was big. Like I said, it was never we never got nervous. We never fold under pressure, but it was just doing our job and knowing what we had to do. Because at the end of the day, like I said, football is still football. Whether the camera was there or not, or whether there was no fans in the stand, we still had to play football. So that was something big. Coach Maybe my position coach. He been like coach. He been for 30 years and plus more. Coach Maybe like during the summertime we do 7-on-7. That's like, you feel me, just to find a connection with the QBs and the wide receivers and see what's going on. But Coach Maybe hated 7-on-7. Like he just hated it because the linebacker, the position he coached coach, we really couldn't do nothing. We couldn't put our hands on nobody.
Right,
Especially receivers that run 4-2s and 4-3s and stuff like that. So it was just like, hit you get mad every time they catch a pass and they score somebody, or we can't hit them because they may catch, a receiver may catch a pass, but at the end of the day, he gonna hold on to that pass when we hit him, yeah. So Coach maybe some hate it. He's like, man, just wait till 11 on left. We gonna get him. We gonna get him. That's the only thing I always say. He never tripped about 7 on 7 too much. He's seen as more of a wide receiver, DB, quarterback.
Receiver looking out pretty, coming across the middle.
Yeah, see in the game that was no cover too.
But you telling me all this about the team, and I had another question, but you answered it. So like it was, when I played with Tulsa, Alabama, coach made a decision to switch the senior to the sophomore quarterback.
Yeah.
He pretty much quarterback for about the rest of the year, pretty much. So it was like from the outside looking in, you look like, dang, the coach here, and he's like, y'all, by everybody holding it accountable, y'all took it in and just made that move. To me, that was from a fan, the outside, that was like a defining moment watching y'all, kind of like when they put Byrd in the championship, and kept it. So it was like, that was y'all moment right there. Y'all rallied around him, the offense got the click, and the defense already been hugging him up, but when he did that and made that move, it was like, dang, just opened up and got the click. So how was that, like, he made that decision in the game right there? Like, how did y'all rally around him and really kept it going once he made that change?
I mean, like I said, just keeping everything the same thing due to the fact, okay, it was a new quarterback coming in, but the plays ain't changed. You've been there at practice, you've been there doing 7-on-7 during the summertime, so you know how it works. So we wasn't tripping, and just knowing when Coach Jim make a decision, and we're gonna go along with it, because like that's how it is on the field. Like we may not on defense, our coach always tell us somebody that be the right play, but if everybody on the same page and everybody knew they supposed to play, the play can't go wrong. Because like I said, it's still football, so we made him feel like he was just the senior that came in the game. Like wasn't nothing different. That sophomore stuff, all that, the grades stuff like that go away when you playing football. Because at the end of the day, it's man on man. So it was just like just showing him that we was behind him. When defense came on the field, yeah, offense, we got y'all. You finna back us up. And that's how we pretty much feed off each other. Just offense feed off defense, defense feed off the offense. Kick off feed off the kick off return. And just keeping it the same, like one changing the game, because at the end of the day, he came in, he did what he was supposed to do, and you feel me, he did carry us out through the season, so they boned. And then came the championship game, the role kind of pretty much switched, just looking back from the first game of the season to the last game of the season.
Congratulations on you just being a leader, man, and it's way bigger than football. Like it's way bigger than right now. Like we were talking about earlier, the decision you're making and the things that you're doing now is going to have effect on you, your family, your community, and maybe the whole rest of the world in 10 years. You know what I mean? Like 10 years from now, you might be owning the Falcons and being a political person. I watched Pacquiao yesterday. He boxing and he's a politician. So that way you can get it. You use, like you're saying, you understand. You can use something to get the way you got to be. You know what I mean? Like, you gotta go to schools, you gotta make a grade to play football. You understand, we're going to college. This is a platform that these people giving me to build my brand, to build everything I got going on, and to continue to now being the owner. I don't even want to say draft, like, you're going to be the owner. Even if you get picked and play ball, you understand that that's still just, in the sense of job, it's about ownership. And with our community, as blacks, it's something that we need to learn and preach and teach the next generation. Is owning. As long as we own something that's worth value, that's power. You own it. I'm a shoehead. I own all these shoes. That ain't no power. We own homes. I own homes. We own shows. And when you have your show and all stuff of that nature, we create power. We create legacy. We create tradition. We create a culture that's positive. Even though we come from negative and we come from nothing, we gotta be the ones to make that change. And bro, you're gonna be one of the ones to make that change. That ain't even no question, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm thankful that, Coach introduced me, we were able to speak and talk to you and just be in this situation. So just know we're thankful and you blessing us. You're gonna continue to bless more people, so on and so forth. So I just want to say thank you, man.
Good, we having Isaiah Ratcliff on the show, and the statements Sahara just made. That's what the show stands for. RAPLife Sports, rise above and this is the first installment of episode 1 of Cedar Grove football with 2 and 3, 2 state championships in 3 years.
Football is about the ebbs and flows, tough times and good times. This kid is a perfect example of that. Come on, dude. This kid went from figuring out how much I cared about him to throwing a championship touchdown. People don't understand. He went from trying to figure out, like, coach, what's going on? Why am I playing a lot? To throwing a touchdown in the championship game with 6 seconds in the clock. But you can't quit. You gotta keep pushing. And I have 3 or 4 more guys who will sign in a couple weeks. I know they're frustrated today. I know they're trying to figure it out. Got 2 guys already at school. But don't ever give up. So you gotta understand. You gotta keep pushing. That's why we champions. Because people like him, when it got hard, he ain't complain. He ain't trying to find somebody to complain with him. He ain't trying to whine to somebody. His dad said, kill him. Keep pushing. It's gonna be all right. He ain't called me and said, coach, you don't like my son? That's what he did. He called me and said, what do we got to do to make him a better man? And if you do that, it's going to be all right. I'm a firm believer that today we make things too easy for kids. We don't make them fight for anything. I don't want to get on my soapbox, start complaining, but as parents, as teachers, our purpose should be for kids to be successful. But sometimes tough love what they need. So we have to give it to them. And I just feel good about the decision that I made for this kid. And now see where he at. That's Killer Bowling.
Good afternoon. First off, I would like to thank God for giving me this great opportunity to play the game I love, because none of this would be possible without me. Next, I would like to thank my parents for always being there for me and instilling the discipline needed for me to become a successful young man. I would also like to thank all the high school coaches for preparing me mentally and physically for the tough roads ahead. Finally, I would like to thank my teammates for pushing me to become the player I am today. With all that being said, I would like to announce that I am committed to Southern University.
But I just want to go a little step further. How do you manage the whole thing where you're, okay, so you're teaching, where, you know, that's your job, you're working here. You're also the head football coach, right? You're doing that as well. And so how do you help them grow, you know, trying to grow as a young man, especially when you see guys have potential, you know, colleges are pulling at them saying, okay, you know, we're thinking about offering you, or we are offering you, but yet you're getting them to be a team player here, but yet also helping them grow as an individual. How do you manage all that to be able to pull that all in for the betterment, you know, of the young man?
Just being honest with them. If you care about the person, to really be honest with them, and you can't pacify them. You gotta be tough love. You can't hear excuses. Like, even though I said I understand the situation is not happening,
Sure.
that's not an excuse.
Gotcha.
I done saw kids who mother was on drugs, dad was unfound, grandma didn't want them, all kinds of situations, and they've been successful. I done had friends who brother tried to kill his girlfriend, and all kinds of, you know, crazy situations that you never think about.
Right.
But instead of an excuse, I tell my guys this is a motivation to not do that when you get older. and use that as motivation to get out of that situation. And use that as an opportunity to make somebody else proud. Because a lot of times when that happens, when something negative like that happens, it gives somebody else in your life a chance to step up and do something good for you. So what you want to do is you want to make that person that stepped up for you proud of you.
Right.
You want to prove that person that wasn't there for you, prove them wrong.
Right.
You can do without them. So I try to use everything as a motivation and an opportunity. And if you got that, I call it dog. Got a dog in, it's gonna make you push. It's gonna make you push. It's gonna make you push. It's gonna make it even harder for you. And I know that, and I can tell the kids that got in them. And if you got a group of kids, you got a group of dogs, and you got some poodles, the poodle gonna get rough too. He gonna get tough or get on.
Because he ran.
That's what happens here. We got so many kids that do what they're supposed to and been through so much, that complaining and whining and excuses. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. It's just, I'm not going to accept that because I know you can do it. If you breathe every day, you can push through.
It's like the new song they got out. If you're breathing, you achieve.
Living a good life. You woke up in the morning. Make it good. Make it good.
Everybody seem like everybody accountable, like the sign say out there. Hold everybody accountable.
Yeah, do your job, hold everybody's accountable. Do yours first.
Right.
Then tell him, hey man. And you ain't gotta degrade him. You ain't gotta tell him nothing negative. You can tell him, hey man, do your job, man. If you need help, I'm happy to do it. What you need, so we can do our job and we can help them too. And we can get our common goal. We got a common goal. Common goal is to be successful. See, championships is a residue of all that. Our goal is not to win a championship every year. Our goal is for everybody to be the best that they can be. And that's just a residue of all that.
They just see the championship.
Yeah, that's just the residue.
I like that. That's the end. That's the byproduct.
That's the byproduct of it. You come in the season and say, I want you to be your best. You do your best. You do your best. And I ain't just talking about football. I'm talking about open door for your auntie. You know what I'm saying? Telling your girlfriend she look nice today. Seeing a dude doing something wrong, say, hey man, that ain't cool. It's simple things. Putting your paper in the trash instead of throwing it on the floor. Somebody throw something on the floor and say, hey no, you gonna throw that on the floor, that's cool. The simple things in life, that's what we look for. Because you gotta think about it, in 10, 20 years, when we get 10, 20 years old, we're gonna be the ones we depend on to do stuff.
Correct.
I tell kids sometimes, like, man, you got to do something for me. In 10, 20 years, I'd rather not be here. They be like, why you say that? I'm like, cause I got to depend on you. We in trouble. But then you got other, it's future, man. So you want to teach them now the simple things.
Coach, that is great because what you just said has blown us away because you let them know that's the byproduct, you know. So it's not even the goal. So it's like you're not even coming out, you and your coaching staff, not even the first day of training camp, you're not even coming out saying, okay, we was here last year, we won the state. The goal is, that's not even the goal. That's just, if we do what we're supposed to do as being the best, not just on the football field, but as a person, as a young man, the rest will take care of itself.
Okay, sure. Every time.
Answer the next question, but I'm gonna go say, you know, how are you going to continue this tradition with the success? You know, people kind of get it's natural. You kind of start feeling yourself. You know what I mean? You don't want to stay 2 years. You got 2 rings now. And coaches calling the phone. They on Twitter going crazy. Like, how do you? This is a new breed of kids. Like that's what all my coaches always tell me. The kids are nothing like y'all. When I tell them, but coach, these kids got way more options than we do. With the internet and just so much stuff, you know, when we talk to kids, nobody ever just, all of us, we wanted to play ball. That was it. Play ball or rap. That was it. But now they got way more options than that. So it's like, how do you keep them real then, keep them grounded when they get the success? When, you know, we come from nothing, any type of success, it's hard not to relish in their success when you might be the first one in your family to go to college. You might be the first one to get an offer and things of that nature. So even though you're not the first in your family, you're a leader. And then your whole family start turning and looking and depending on you, and you ain't even making no money yet.
Yeah, it's not easy with social media and between the social media, females around, people who are not coaches. I mean, teachers, aunts and uncles telling you how good you are and stuff like that. It's difficult, but as a staff, we talk about it all the time, how to keep our guys humble, keep them hungry, And it's in different ways you have to do to motivate them. The games you're traveling, something simple like we had teams tell us that we're not disciplined. I let guys know what they said. Hey, they said not disciplined. Or teams said y'all just athletes, or y'all not fast enough, or you're not strong enough, or you're not smart enough. We use all that as motivation. So I try to find ways to motivate my guys. But the big picture is, honestly, you ain't do nothing yet. That's the big picture, really. You ain't do nothing yet. You ain't got no wife, and you ain't take care of your kids yet. You ain't do nothing yet. You 17, you ain't do nothing yet. You
ain't making no money yet.
You ain't making no money. You ain't ready for no college yet. You ain't do nothing yet.
All you do is just want a game.
All the stuff you see, is opportunities to be somebody special. The scholarship offers, they're telling you how good you can be at this, they're telling you cute, they're telling you smart. All that opportunity to do something. Look at the opportunity to be a model. Look at the opportunity to have a good job. Opportunity to get a degree. All of the opportunities, but it don't matter. You can have somebody say they could be that. How many uncles and aunts they got to say, I could have been, I should have been, I would have been.
I have family members say that.
And I tell you, you don't want to be that person.
Right.
You don't want to be that person. So I use that and tell the guys, like, all those opportunities that you have, don't waste them. Be special, be great. Be great, be the best you can be. Go get a degree and be somebody that somebody else, you can help somebody else later on in life. And that's kind of like how it's like a family. Like the small thing, like Isaiah, he here today, that's gonna talk about him more than anybody else, but getting the Division I scholarships, that's there already. So now, do you want, and people say, the only thing you need is one scholarship. Yeah, that's all you need. But I want them to say, okay, I want one scholarship, I want everybody to know I'm good. I want them to think, I ain't a good linebacker, I'm a great linebacker. I don't want to think I'm a great linebacker, I want to think I'm a great person. I think I'm a great person, I want to think I'm a great boyfriend. Right. I'm saying I'm a great son, a great nephew. Like, just be your best, be great. Why not?
And anything that you do, So your message that you teach to your team, I mean, you and the coaching staff, because I know you don't do it by yourself. Like you said, you have a great coaching staff with you that I had the pleasure to meet some of them. And this is just episode 1, so we will be filming with the other coaching staff and other players. But Coach, what I wanted to ask you along with that is, how do you manage all this yourself, as far as dividing your time, helping the young men, right? Your coaching staff putting a game plan together, as well as your own individual life, making sure that at home is together. How do you manage it? Because sometimes how you could get ready to do something with your family, or something, and then you get a phone call from one of your players, and it's like it may be a dire situation, or just the young man need to really talk to you. How do you manage all that?
Blessed. I'm blessed, man. I got a wife. My wife works here at the school.
Okay.
She's a girls track coach. She got their mom. Okay. I got mom with them, so she knows. If one of them call me and say, I tell her what happened, she's like, oh yeah, go check on him. Instead of saying, you gotta go? No, she's saying, yeah, make sure he's straight. So I got a great family, my wife, my kids, they look at him. My son always saying, where Ratcliff at? Where Jaden at? Okay. And what even bothered me when it's kind of sensitive, but when the guy, he still don't understand that Trayvon ain't here no more. Okay. He asked where Trey at. Like, where Trey at? So, it's tough. That's because he know him. Like, he's right. We're going to the football field, we're going to see the Saints game. So it's just a family thing. My wife is so understanding. Like, and she don't like losing. Like, be home. Like, they'll tell you, she's like, she hard on me. We can win a game, she'll be like, why you calling them plays? We can be at home, I be watching TV, she'll be like, you don't need to watch film, you sure now, they good, right? They supposed to be good. Like, play all time. Like, we playing, we're going to play team in Savannah. And I'm thinking that was Thanksgiving week. Okay. And she had went home to Miami. Okay. And so she went home for Thanksgiving. She called me like, hey, you watching the film, right? Y'all gonna be ready? Cause she come back on Friday for the game. She's like, I ain't come back like that, y'all lose now. So she be on it, you know what I'm saying? Like, so you don't need to be watching Power. You need to watch that game. I'm blessed, man. I've been binging on Power, Empire, any kind of shows I like. I binge on that from after the season to the end of January. I'm watching it, sit there and watch.
Okay, so it's a family affair. It's a family affair you got going on.
Man, great family, man. She's so understanding, man. Like, it's amazing. People are like, how you got 8, 9 clubs? She said she won't be getting done. She don't like losing.
Oh man, that's great. That's great.
Yeah,
that's great. I always tell women, hey, if you get involved with sport, the man not going nowhere.
Yeah. She loves the sports, man. She loved it. She ran track at Tennessee State.
Okay.
Real good athlete, man. So she loved it.
Shoot, in that case, let's salute all our wives out there. All the wives out there. Salute y'all. 'Cause without y'all, we ain't here to do it.
We can't do it without y'all. We understand.
Yeah,
Right about that.
Real shit. She let me do what I need to do so I can do what I need to do.
Exactly.
I like that.
I tell my coaches, I be trying to tell them, man. Sometimes I be home, I said, man, I said, I'm sorry, I hate you so you said so late.
Yeah.
Like Coach Major, one of the coaches, he been here about 30 years, man. He just been retired, talking about like, okay, man.
Yeah.
So this is what you do, coach. Cause she like to travel. I said, anytime you want to travel, just let me know a couple days ahead of time. I'll go ahead. I don't care if we got a game every night.
Okay.
Cause she working with him, I said, I'm working with you.
If she gonna work with you, I most definitely gotta work with you.
He's just a great person too, man. He's like a mentor, like a father figure.
Okay.
Like a grandfather to them, but a father to me.
Sure.
Just one of those special people, man.
Well, before we let you go, and then this first series goes, what would you like for people to know about Cedar Grove High School, about your program? What would you like for them, once we finish with this whole documentary on you guys, what would you like for them to get out of this and to know about Cedar Grove?
The biggest thing about it, man, we got special kids, and they're special because they don't take anything for granted, and they don't make excuses. And they want to be successful. And if we can get, and I don't want to say it's negative, if we get our community support, like you're doing Burnett, Carl,
Right.
and understand that we're doing really, really well,
Right.
but for us to sustain it, continue to grow, they got to support us more. They got to help the kids. They got to give more. Like, they ain't got to be a lot. Everybody give a little bit.
It'll make a lot.
It'll make a lot. And our kids deserve it. My coaches deserve it. The kids deserve it. Other coaches deserve it. So if we get them to come in and just give a little bit more,
Sure.
it make it a lot easier and just take that stress off other people. And that's what happens in the cab. That's what happens, honestly. As the coach do it so long, just can't do it anymore. I can get tired. Like our weight room, you saw our weight room?
No, we're gonna film that. We're gonna film
Best
that.
weight room in the cab. I paid for it.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But that don't supposed to happen.
Wow.
That really don't supposed to happen.
No,
I know something we needed.
Right.
And the walls right there, I put them up.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I made this was a storage room.
And you made it.
I made it into this right here. Cause I had a vision on what I wanted to do. And usually when you go somewhere you have a vision, you tell them what you want, and then they say, okay, we're gonna give you what you want. You get your vision right, but you better win some games. Ours was different. I made it happen. It made the vision happen. Then we started winning games. And I don't want them to think, oh, they good, they don't need no help. Them kids don't need nothing. They all right. People, a lot of times when people see you doing good already,
That's when
they
they're
see you're already good, so they say they don't need no help.
Right.
Now, help these kids out, man.
I would encourage everyone in DeKalb County to get behind Coach Jermaine Smith and his Cedar Grove High School football team. They're doing great things. You're talking about a team, since he's gotten here, they went to 3 straight state finals. Then he won a state championship in 2016, then they just won it again in 2018. This is a remarkable man with a remarkable program. I encourage DeKalb County to get behind Cedar Grove High School.
Thanks so much.
No problem.
Appreciate it, man.
I am a nephew, high school man.